Spiral Review 1, problem number 9. A school district has 4,104 elementary students enrolled. The school district wants the same number of students enrolled evenly among its 6 elementary schools. How many students will be in each school? So we know we're starting with a total of 4,104 students. And they have 6 elementary schools, and they want them to be enrolled evenly. So there's different ways I could do this. I could do 1 school, 2 schools, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I could just put the students in one at a time until I have a total of 4,104 students. That seems like a lot of work and a lot of time. Since I'm putting them evenly into groups, that means I'm going to be dividing. So if I take 4,104 divided by 6. If I estimate here, I have to use some knowledge of division, or actually I have to know some knowledge of multiplication. And I know 6 times 7 equals 42. So if I do 4,200 divided by 6, 6 is going into 42, sorry, 4,200. 6 is going to 42 7 times, and so my answer would be somewhere around 700. I still estimate even on division. I always estimate. So if I have 4,104 students, I'm dividing them evenly into 6 schools. Evenly into 6 schools. Now, is 6 going to go into 4? It's not. I am not going to have a number in the thousands place. My number is going to have, it's going to be in the hundreds. It's going to be less than 1,000 and more than 10, or more than 99. Less than 1,000, more than 99. So I know I'm going to have a 3-digit quotient. Quotient is the answer to a division problem. It's really important where I put my numbers in my quotient. This is going into 41, not 4, not 410. So I need to have my number in the quotient above the hundreds place. I'm going to have a number above the tens place, and I'm going to have a number above the ones place. So if I go 6 goes into 41, I know my multiplication facts. So 6 times 6, I already know 6 times 7 was 42. So I'm going to have 6 times 6 is 36. And I already knew my estimate was going to be greater than my actual answer because I moved 4,104 up to 4,200. So I knew my actual answers was going to be less than, because I moved this one up. 41 minus 36 is, let's see, 40, so that's 4, 5. I bring down the 0. Now, I'm taking it into the tens place. So 6 goes into 50. Well, 7 times is 42. So 8 times is 48. So 6 times 8 is 48. Subtract, I get 2. Now I have the ones place. I'm going into the ones place. 6 goes into 24. Well, 6 times 4 is 24. So we have, we put there 24. We subtract, and we get 0. So each school is going to have 684 students. per school. 684 students per school. All right, problem 10 does not have a correct answer. So we're just going to move on to 11. You can cross off 10. There's not a correct answer on it. The grid below represents one whole. So this entire thing, the value is 1, which means each column is worth 1/10. Or this whole column is worth 1/10. Each individual square is worth 1/100th. Each individual square is worth 1/100th. So this question asks, shade the grid to represent a decimal greater than 4/10 and less than 57/100. So 4/10 would be 4 of these columns would be 4/10. So 4 columns is 4/10, because each column is 1/10. So you have to have more than that, but you have to have less than 57/100. So, I mean, anywhere between, you could color in there and you got 41/100, because you have 41 of these little boxes, and each box is worth 100. So 4/10 plus 1/100th. That's going to give us 41/100. So that's more. But you cannot color in more than 50, or you can't color in, it's got to be less than 57 of these little squares. So you have to color in more than 40 of the little squares, or 4 columns, but less than 57 of the little squares. So anything between that would work, and you'd be brilliant. All right, SCAR Review 1, problem number 12. The table above shows the land areas of the 4 largest countries in the world. If these land areas are listed in order from least to greatest, which country would come in third on the list? So my answer is going to be one of these words. And we are listing them in order from least to greatest. So it's going to be the second smallest number on the list. Well, if I look at it real quick, I can eliminate Russia, because this has 9 million square kilometers, 17 million, 9 million, and 9 million. So before I do anything, I'm going to eliminate Russia, because that's the biggest one we have. Now I'm going to write down the other 3 numbers and line them up by place value. So for the United States, I have 9,826,675. For China, I have 9,596,961. For Canada, I have 9,984,670. Now I want to go least to greatest. Least to greatest. So I'm looking first for the smallest one up here. All 3 of them have 9 million. We have 800,000, we have 500,000, we have 900,000. So the one with 5 in the 100,000s place is going to be the smallest, and that would be China. So China is the smallest. So it's got the 5 in the 100,000s, so we cross that off. So we know it's not China, because we're looking for the second, or the third smallest. The third smallest. Next, we have 100,000s, we have an 8, and we have a 9. So the one with the 8 in the 100,000s place is going to be the next one. That would be United States. That leaves us with Canada. And then Russia is the biggest. I'm going from least to greatest. I want the country that would come in third on the list. That's the smallest, the next smallest, and the next smallest. So third on the list would be Canada. Always write your numbers down, lining up the place values. Work from left to right. And that's going to help you not make silly mistakes. I see a lot of problems where they don't do least to greatest. They're not reading that carefully. And I see a lot of answers where they didn't put the country name. They just put the number. So they wrote 9,984,670, and that's incorrect. I would mark it wrong because it's asking for the country. It's not saying what land area is third. It's asking for which country is third.